Did you know Afro-Panamanians refer to themselves as Congos? The Congos of the Republic of Panama inhabit small villages and towns on the Caribbean coast of the Isthmus and along the Trans-Isthmian Highway. While some present-day Congos are actual descendants of Cimarrons, Africans who liberated themselves by fleeing to the mountains and rainforests, most are inheritors of the cultural traditions developed by both the Cimarronese and enslaved Africans during the colonial period. Once free, the Cimarrons established palenques, or fortified villages, from which they set out on raiding parties against Spanish settlements and caravans. During the colonial period, the term Congo was used more as a generic term for African, rather than as a definitive term referring to a specific ethnic or religious group. Although many Afro-Panamanians are descendants of Bakongo people from the Kingdom of Congo, Africans from almost every region of the continent from which people were abducted passed through Panama on their way to forced labor in the gold and silver mines of Peru and other parts of the Americas. Some scholars in Panama, however, believe that a significant number of Africans who remain may have come from the region of the Congo and Guinea. For the most part, however, the Cimarrons became a culturally mixed group since they consisted of Africans from various ethnic groups who intermarried. They also married other blacks and mulattoes who had been born in Panama, as well as indigenous people. The lingua franca for both the enslaved and the Cimarrons became an Africanized version of Spanish, which the enslavers had difficulty understanding. Recognizing their ability to communicate with each other without their enslavers' knowledge, they created a jargon that consisted of double meanings, reverse meanings of some words, and some African words and phrases. This language was used by the Cimarrons and enslaved Africans to plan escapes, develop and manage an elaborate system of espionage, and organize acts of subterfuge. Very often, the Cimarrons, adhering to the adage, "my enemy's enemy is my friend," collaborated with pirates in actions against the Spaniards. After several defeats, the Spaniards were forced to sign truces with the Cimarrons, recognizing their freedom and sovereignty over parts of the country. The Cimarrons then attempted to live normal lives and raise families in their palenques. Some palenques were more successful than others. In some cases, like the village of Palenque, palenques became towns that still exist today in Panama. The legacy of their linguistic subterfuge, however, has infused their history, culture, and customs with layers of idiosyncratic symbolism, paradigms, tropes, and metaphors that can best be described as a living art tradition. Historians in Panama differ in their accounts of the origins of Congo traditions. At least two popular versions seem credible and can be substantiated by recorded data. The first theory links the present-day Congo celebrations to those held by the Cimarrons in commemoration of winning their freedom in the wars against the Spaniards. A second theory suggests that the origins are in the festive dancing and singing performances of enslaved Africans who assume the role of court jesters, wearing European clothing backwards to entertain the Spaniards during Carnival. These Africans employed double meaning and reversals, however, and were actually mocking the Spanish. Congo traditions consist of a complex social structure, unscripted traditional performances with mythological personages, buffoonery, a language, music, dance, the culinary arts, and material culture. These traditions, however, are practiced during the carnival season and on special occasions. Except for those instances, the Congos are not a separate or distinct ethnic group in Panama. In recent years, Taller Portobello, an artist cooperative dedicated to preserving Congo culture in the village of Portobello, has introduced a new Congo tradition in the visual arts.
In Panama, they play and dance to los congos.
Las tradiciones vienen de África y no solamente tenemos el baile congo, tenemos otros bailes, pero el congo sí nace aquí en Portobelo. Es el baile que habló y que hizo muchas cosas para poder defender la libertad en su momento y lograr lo que hoy día somos.